I am in the town of Sandanski, and I was walking around and happened to come across the early Christian complex. These are actually old ruins from earlier Roman centuries. I want to show some of the details that you can see here that are worth investigating further. I'm going to take you around the early Christian complex, but I'm not a historian. I can't tell you very much about it. And there is a plaque, so at the end of the tour, I will take you up to the plaque, and hopefully you'll be able to read the information presented there. But as one Bulgarian explained to me in passing, some of these were the old streets that the Romans had walked on. But it's very incredible, the art here as well. It's a place that many people might be tempted to overlook simply because it looks broken, but it's not. This is a preserved site. Some stairs leading down. This was withstood centuries, thousands of years old. And I'm so fortunate to have stumbled on it. I had walked a different part of Sandanski earlier. But I'm always curious about old structures like this. So I came in, found some beautiful art, and have taken some photographs of it. This is another section. And great part of old structures is that you can climb on them. I'm going to take you up against the wall. And I don't know the style of art these represent. But again, I also want to show some of the treasure here. Importance, no doubt, for archaeological history, Roman history, anybody with a fascination with architecture. And here are some details of the art that can be found against the wall. And I'll come around. I'm not sure if these were maybe buildings as well. There is another structure. These towers. Not sure if they're called towers. Maybe they were something like posts. So again, this is the early Christian complex. You can visit this site in Sandanski, Bulgaria. Art historians would be very interested in this, I imagine, as well as anyone with a connection to history who's interested in exploring expressions, trying to imagine what the past might have looked like. Difficult goal, but exciting. I wish I could tell you more, but Sandanski has an old history, as does much of Bulgaria. And it is a history rich with cultures, traditions, This is sort of the very back end of the early Christian complex. And as I said, you can walk over stones. So I'm going to jump down in 1 second. Kind of. And I'm down. Sorry for that brief interruption. But I like to walk on things. This is maybe about the center, right? Oh, and I didn't show you the other art. I should do that before we finish and conclude. So this is one part. This is just grass here. But as you pass this part, you'll find more art here. And some of it is faded. It's very, very old. And this is the way in. I just went to the right. We are almost done with the tour, I promise. This is like the front section. And this is really just a glimpse. You cannot visualize in video or photos the impact a place has until you see it in person. That has always been my experience with things like this. But to whet your appetite, if you have never considered Bulgaria as a destination, and there is one more object of art, clearly Roman in its origins and conception. And now I'm going to take you up to the plaque so you can read maybe a little and get a passing glance of what I have shown you. And there are so many ways to explore a place. So now I'm going to take you to the plaque, which is in Bulgarian and English. I'm going to move back, make it easier to read. And that concludes the brief tour of the early Christian complex in Sandanski, Bulgaria.